Do you guys actually listen to our podcast?
Yeah, I watch it with the kids.
Okay, do you go on Instagram and see the little clips? Okay, cool.
I see the clips. I don't listen to the
yeah.
whole thing.
The ones that you tag us on is what I see.
Welcome back to Love SND.
Start it again. Start it again. I was singing.
Ready? Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Love SND. I am Dipti, your host, joined by Sheena and Nina. And we have had a week. Guys, we've had a week.
We've had a week. A good and bad week, right? Not bad, just like
yeah. I mean, I
light
had
and heavy.
I had a very heavy work week. And not in that I had a lot of work to do, but just a lot of administrative things to deal with. And I can't wait to get into it because it's hard, dude.
Also, you only had to go 2 more times than usual, and you were like, "Oh my God, I quit."
100%. I had to go 1 extra day, and I called Dad, and I'm like, "I quit." He's like, no. But Nina has also had a week.
I have.
We'll talk about it. And Sheena, Sheena's living her best life.
I have had a week. Like any other week.
I can't stand her. All right, so let's get into it. Let's start with Sheen because she clearly had a very light, fun week and again, loving her life.
It was a good week. Again, remember, I'm in this place of gratitude. Thank you, God, for this health and this life and this home and this family and whatever. Anyway, but also I had a really fun week because obviously it's summer. Boys are home. It's fun. Their schedules aren't crazy, so I get to chill with them. But the fun thing that happened this week, which was killing me slowly, was that it was Rakshna Bandhan, so I got to go shopping for the girls as I usually love to do. This time with the boys, and they were just like, "Are you kidding me? Are you really going to spend that much money on something this small for the girls?" I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "We ask you for one thing that's that much." And you're like, "Earn it, do the chores, do but it's so much fun. But what was really interesting, I learned, is that they have zero value for any girl items. They're just like, what do they need a bag for? I'm like, to carry their stuff. What stuff? Actually, Nina is very similar to them. Like, all of them are on the same page, and then me and Dip are on another page. Like, I wanted to get them these like cute little bags, and Nina's like, "No, what are they even going to use it for? Get them Uggs because they need them for school next year." I'm like, "God, that is so boring." Like, you get them the Uggs. We got the Uggs because I didn't want to get in trouble.
Yeah.
But it was really funny. Like, there's
in Nina's defense, when you showed me that bag, I don't even know what that bag is. What was it?
It was some like Longchamp pit hobo, like a little small hobo bag.
I don't even think my phone would fit it. It was like this.
No,
it was like two little handles.
No. It was like small. It was a decent size.
Fine, your chapstick would fit it.
Their point was the boys were like, "What are they carrying with them all the time?" I'm like, their phone and their stuff. And they're like, their phones are in their hands all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
So what is going in the bag? And I was like, you guys are such a buzzkill.
Yeah, but when you sent that bag, I pictured them the way I pictured the of coming off the bus with like their book bag and then the little bag and then another bag. Another bag. And I was like,
this should be
are
like,
you just adding more bags to their bodies?
This would be like, it would just be like a weekend going out bag. And I'm like, where are they
it was
going?
so small. It was like a backpack charm. Okay, let's just be real.
No,
like
it was not that small. You're talking about the mini. It was the small that I was gonna get, the small, and I only even thought of that is because like I have friends who have daughters who are not Nina, and they were like, "This is something that all the girls are going to be carrying in the fall come school." And I was like, "Okay, great, this is perfect, up my alley, like something their mom definitely wouldn't buy them." And then Nina was like, "Nah."
Wait, but also you told me this about the bucket hats. That never made it here. The bucket hats never made it here.
Wait,
No,
the bucket
what
hats
bucket
did
hat?
have a season.
They
They
had
had
a
a
moment,
moment,
but they
but not
never
with
made
the
it here. Nobody was
not with
wearing
the
no
girls.
bucket hats here.
No. What was the?
Nobody.
Oh no. Then no. It
Yeah,
wasn't the
yeah,
bucket
yeah.
hat. It was those aloe sets. And Nina was like, "Are they gonna wear them?" I was like, "Nina, trust me." Even Naya, till this day, she's like, "Sheena Masi, that's the one thing you had on point. We had the aloe sets in our town first." I was like, "That's right."
Oh my God. Why do
Literally.
Oh my
they
God.
I don't
Exactly.
know. I
I'm like,
literally
why is
don't
that even
know.
important? Why?
I know.
Why?
You
Why?
know why? It's
But
because I
it is
don't
important
get
to
to
Sheena.
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't get to do it. And
Yeah.
I'm like, this is so fun. I'm just gonna do it through them, and Nina's gonna have a panic attack every single time. And it's gonna happen. Then she'll forget, and then it'll be the next gifting season. And the whole thing just keeps going. But okay, that was my fun week.
Wait, out of curiosity, how does your friend know what the kids are going to be wearing in the fall?
They have daughters who are obsessed, or really, they keep up with teen influencers or what, just like the same thing
Ah.
that we all do. There's teen versions of us, not us, our aged influencers who talk about what's upcoming or what is everybody going to be wearing or whatever it may be. So they are keeping up with it so well. So then they tell me, and then I go ahead and get it.
Oh my God,
Like-
there's a
like the
teen
time
version of
Sheena
Hey
was like-
Nazreen.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
her daughter
crazy.
just came on with her haul for sixth
Yeah,
grade.
yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
hell. No. This is where I draw
It's like
the
we
line.
already buy everything she buys. It's like now we're buying
I know.
everything her girl buys. Oh Lord.
Times 3. But this is like the time that we were in Mexico City. Me and Bip are getting ready, and Sheena goes, ankle socks are out.
Like just
No,
like that.
I said, no shows are.
And me and Nina only had no shows. Like, wait, what?
Okay. We'll try. Why is this happening to
Okay,
us?
just to be very clear, the person that told me that, I just relayed the message to you guys.
I know.
And then your exact words were like, well, how do you know? And I was like, they're like, can she just tell us too? I'm like, yeah, okay, fine. But like,
That's how we're going to adopt to all of it. She
Yeah,
also
but-
told us you can't wear black eyeliner during the day, only brown.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly
Still not
disagree with that.
Still not
I will
there.
not catch on to that trend ever.
but like, also sometimes it's legit, okay? Like,
Yeah, I
sometimes you just
agree.
need to know. And,
Yeah.
And Neen, your girls aren't really into that because they don't have the social media, right? So they don't follow anybody or know these
Yeah.
things. So sometimes it's like nice to be the person that like told them or like got it for them or
Yeah,
like,
but that's why
know.
I said, I was like, why don't you put my girls on text with her daughter and they can
Yeah.
just chit chat. They can have their own little social media.
I know.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen, Neen.
Not gonna happen. They just gotta kind of see it and know it and like it and make it their own.
But I think what's happening now, and I'll tell you, I got sucked into it last night, is we have a 50th celebration for someone who's super amazing next weekend. Okay, and then there's themes.
Okay.
And I was like, oh my God, I don't have anything. So I'm like, consumer brain, consumer brain. And then Neil comes into the room and he's like, you're still on your phone. I was like, you're right. I don't need anything. Freaking consumerism. This is not good for us, guys.
I know.
We have everything we need.
I know.
I
Why
actually
do we get
just saw
sucked
that.
into it.
I saw that on Gary V, where it's like, you aren't making a penny, yet you want every current trend. You want all the most expensive things. Like, how does that make any sense in your brain? And it's really just redefining that, right? Like, even when I get dressed for this podcast, I keep reminding myself, like, nobody cares what I'm wearing. I will literally put on a tank top
Now
and
they're
come
gonna
downstairs.
Yeah.
But it's like,
Well,
did I already wear this shirt? Or did I already put my hair it's just stupid. Like, nobody cares. And
Yeah,
even
nobody
I was
cares.
thinking about with Nina and Nani too, nobody cares what you guys are wearing. It's like the dynamic and the content is what everybody cares for, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Although I
Unless
do need
you're like-
H&M to sponsor us now because I'm out. But to start repeating.
You should. Nobody cares. Nobody would even know if you repeated.
Yeah. No, unless you're like an actual fashion influencer,
Yeah.
literally nobody's looking. Especially
nobody
us.
cares.
Nobody's looking at what we're
I know.
wearing.
Like, this is like a TJ Maxx workout.
Anyway, yeah.
But
so that
Rakshna
was my
Bandhan was
week.
awesome. Definitely the
That's
highlight
good.
of everybody's week because just whenever the
Yeah.
kids are together, and their dynamic is just so much freaking fun.
Except Dip and the pool. Oh my freaking God. So this year we did like a casual pool party and we let the kids all swim. We kind of just like grilled and hung out and like near the pool. And this girl was standing at the edge of the pool the entire time.
Literally yelling.
She's like, don't splash water in his face. Don't go to the deep end. Don't walk up. I'm like, can they just hang?
And
Like,
then I walked over because I was like, what's all this commotion? And Sheena's like, Dip is sucking all the fun out of the pool. Okay, I'm going to walk away. I don't
Look,
know.
I have crazy pool anxiety, which is why my kids need to be like fish, because I don't want them to be like me. But in my defense, there was one child there who doesn't usually come, and his mother kept saying he is overconfident in the pool. So then clearly my anxiety went through the roof, and my eyes are only on this one child the entire time. And I'm like, if you go to the deep end, that's it.
And Dad
And
was
he's
in
like,
there.
watch me.
Literally, he's like, I do not care.
Yeah. And like Dad was in there. The twins were in, like
Yeah.
all the kids were in there.
I know. No, 100%.
At any
100%.
given moment.
But I
Just
also
sitting.
I rely on the twins and even like Naya and Neva so much when it comes to Zuri and like just keeping an eye on her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I can't ask them to keep an eye on like 3 other children. Like they're not there to watch our kids, you know? But but so it was fine. It was fine. I did walk away many times.
Yeah. I mean,
And then went back.
And then went back just to make sure that this kid was above the water.
you know what comment I get every time about when we do Rakshna Bandhan? The fact that we use fingers. Every time. It's like fingers. I love fingers. I'm like, no, we all literally love fingers.
Yeah.
Which is why we all literally had to give up chocolate
Yeah.
for the one reason.
I could go through a box every 2-3 days.
Me too.
The whole thing.
Just
by
sitting.
myself.
I could do it in one sitting.
It's
Just
so
blindly.
insane. Like it's such a bad
Is it
addiction.
Cadbury?
British Cadbury.
Yeah, so
British
we're
Cadbury.
talking about British Cadbury fingers, and they are literally just biscuits covered in chocolate, but they are heavenly.
Yeah, they're like crack.
Yeah.
They're
If you
so
don't know, you need to know.
You need to
So-
know.
or don't know if you don't want the
No.
That's true.
addiction.
Also, save
Oh.
yourself.
Yeah.
All right.
Um,
I will get to my week. I want to ask you guys if you ever feel like you're in this position. Sheena, maybe not so much because she's never actually worked for somebody else. You've been blessed
did.
to.
First job out of her career.
Oh, yeah. So I am in a position where I manage a court, and then there are people above me. So I have superiors. And I've just been in this place of wanting to make big changes or just adjust a lot of things in my own court. And there is this hierarchy and these like hurdles to jump through because it's government, right? Like it's just the nature of the beast. But recently I was asked to have a meeting with my boss's boss. And when I tell you that I almost just lost all my like mental function because it was such a stressful situation. I broke out all over my face. It was just, the stress was out of this world. And I know I'm right. I know that I'm asking for the right things. I'm asking for support. I'm asking for adjustments. It's nothing that can't be done, but just the being in the position of having to have to go through something like this was so incredibly stressful for me. And I never know when that will end because I was a trial attorney. I loved being in the courtroom and the adrenaline rush of presenting a trial and cross-examining people and all that. That was my jam. But this is like, these are just teeny tiny little small meetings that like literally kill me. Is that like relatable at all?
Is it because whatever the outcome is, it's going to impact everybody that you're trying to support
Yeah, I guess
within your office?
Yeah, a lot of
versus
people
like
are.
a trial attorney, it's like case by case. Like you
Yeah.
open and then you close and then you move on. Open, close, move on.
or is
Yeah.
it you don't like to ask for things?
I think it might be a combination. It's that I also don't want to make a big deal or like put myself on the radar and be under scrutiny. But then on the flip side of that is that if I don't do that, then I'm letting a whole group of people down. There's all these people that are relying on me to make their lives easier, which is really hard in government because, again, there's so many different hoops that you have to jump through just to make a little change. And I'm just not used to that.
Or maybe is it because you feel so strongly about it that as a baby you just don't like to be told no?
Yeah, I mean,
maybe you're just like, I'm right, as you always think you are. You're like, I'm right. And I don't know why you're arguing, but you just give me what I need.
I
don't
like
know.
Sheena.
Yeah. I get told no.
Actually, me too.
No,
No, we get told no, but we're like, no, but we're right.
But we're
So
yeah,
on
maybe
board.
it's like the vague stubbornness. I mean, I cannot relate at all, only because my jobs in my industry have never been that stressful, right? It's jewelry. I mean, like,
Yeah.
it's not that
But
serious.
you were working
So,
with like high-end clientele at that point when you were working with that brand.
yeah.
Like at any point was your boss like, you did this all wrong, or I'm not going to give you what you need because XYZ? Like, for example, we don't have
No.
the budget.
No. Because like you said, it was very high end. So everything in my eyes, like at that point when I was like 21, 22, was like, ooh, like, I never had those expectations, right? It was all very new to me. I think at this day and age, when someone like, for example, just as like simple as like growing social media, when someone says it's not that easy, I'm like, oh, come on, it can't be that hard. No, dude, it's really not that easy. Like, it's really hard. And I'm just like, in my mind, I'm like, it's not that someone's telling me no. It's like, it's me. I'm in my own way. Like, I'm like, I just like, I don't want to do all that. I don't want to like put in the effort of like understanding it from ChatGPT and trying to figure it out. Like, it's just like so much that I'm like, no, Sheen, you're not doing any of that. You know, you're not doing any of that. Let it go. Move on.
Yeah.
But I should. I know I should. Nina.
There's bureaucracy everywhere. There's like it's just one of those like it is as it shall be moments.
Yeah. But
You
I feel
do
like,
what you need to do, and then you're like,
Nina,
It's
we've
really
talked
hard
about
to get
this.
into that mindset, though.
Yeah. We've talked about this in
For
your
work.
industry, right? In the nursing industry, and how there's very little change that you can do as a singular person, and especially working for public
well, this isn't
public
public per
service.
se. Yeah, this isn't public per se, but I
It's
will
not
say
a
I just had
for
my morning
profit.
check-in. I was like, I just want nursing to be kumbaya and everybody to work together. And she's like, it's never going to happen. Okay.
Is it never going to happen?
But then it's
I guess
also the
between-
change, right? Like the modernization of the industry itself. That's also been something that me and you have talked about, and how maybe in the positions you are, that is or is not where you can bring about that change. But similarly here, it's that the modernizing or adjusting something that's so grounded in tradition and like in
This
habit.
is the way it's always been done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the narrative that you're trying to break.
Exactly.
Right?
As a
In
singular
any
person.
industry. Yeah, it's impossible. It's impossible.
Yeah.
I
And
think
maybe
we need to like feed a movement like
Do you
Gandhiji.
feel like you're doing it as an individual, or is that the reality of it?
That's the reality.
that is the unfortunate reality. Yeah. I think a
Because-
lot of people just kind of
Yeah.
go with the flow and just, because it's a part-time gig, right? This is not their full-time bread and butter. This is just something that obviously means a lot to them as a career. Maybe it means a lot to them to serve their community. But for me, this is my main career. This is what like my career focus is on. So like I guess I just invest a lot more time and emotion into building something that I want to build, but it's just so hard because the change is very resistant.
Yeah. And do you feel like you are just going to be like, okay, it is as it shall be, or are you going to keep fighting?
I think I want to, but maybe there's other ways that I can adjust to make my staff's professional lives easier. The path that I want to take is the path of least resistance, in my opinion. But if I was to have to adjust in every other way, then I think that there would be a lot to do.
Neen, what's that movie that you love? Oh, no, that we all
Bugs Life?
love? No, DDLJ. DDLJ. And then remember when Raj says to Simran's mom, when she was like, just take her?
Yeah.
Tell everybody what he says.
Oh, I can't remember off the top of my head.
The gist
But
of it.
there's two roads.
Yeah,
One will be easy and one will be hard. If you take the easy road,
in the beginning.
in the beginning, yeah, you'll feel like you won,
Yeah.
but you won't be happy or like
the end.
fulfilled. And then if you take the harder road,
You'll face challenges.
even if you
yeah.
face those challenges, the win at the end will be like epic.
Yours, yeah.
Yeah. Literally just reminded me of that.
That is pretty impressive that reminded you.
You know, I'm like
Literally,
a
I
Bug's
keep
Life.
I'm like a buzz what?
Flick. I want to be Flick.
I've never seen the movie.
If you know, you know.
No,
I've never
I
seen
definitely
it.
don't.
I actually show this scene in Bug's Life at the end of my presentation.
Get out of here.
so
Really?
good.
You should show the DDLJ scene.
Yeah, they would be like, I
With
can't even read the
subtitles.
subtitles. No, but there's this scene. Okay, so as you may or may not know, there are over 4 million nurses in this nation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we are the largest healthcare workforce. So there's this scene at the end of Bug's Life. Should I ruin it for anybody who hasn't
Is
seen
it
it?
bugs or buzz?
Like bugs. Like
Bugs.
like ants and grasshoppers.
Okay.
Ew.
So anyway, there's this scene. So the whole movie is about the ants. They like get the food, they store the food, and then the grasshoppers come and take the food. Every season, this is what happens. And then there's this scene where Flick, who is like, you know, the adventurous one and the one that's like forward thinking, and he goes and he stands up to the grasshopper and he's like, we don't need you, you need us. And then like there's this change in the grasshopper's face and he's like, you know it. He's like, we're stronger than you. This is our food and we should keep our food. And so like all the ants lock hands and they like take over the grasshoppers. I'm like, that's our opposition, nurses. That's our opposition.
Oh my God. I don't get it.
Like if 4 million nurses banded together in this country, we could get everything we need for nurses.
Is that why you want this kumbaya?
Yeah.
That would be our kumbaya.
She's
Why
like,
did your
no.
why did your boss say it wouldn't happen?
I think
There's so many reasons.
there's so many reasons, but I think one of the main things is that nurses think in their silo. So if you're an ER nurse, you're like thinking in the ER lane. If you're an OR nurse, if you're an oncology nurse, if you're a pediatric nurse, if you're a community health nurse, everybody's thinking about their pocket of nursing.
Yeah.
Versus like if we change this for the whole profession, we would all be winners.
Can you give me an example of like one thing you'd want to change for nurses as an entirety?
So like in the state, we're like not fighting for, but we're rallying for many things. And so one of them is staffing, safe staffing ratios, meaning like on an ICU unit, the maximum ratio can be 1 nurse to 2 patients. That doesn't
Okay.
exist right now. So if there's a shortage, it might be 1 nurse to 3 patients or 4 patients. Having worked in an ICU, like that is insane, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So some nursing organizations are like, no, we shouldn't create caps because that takes away our flexibility of the way we staff our units. What if those 4 patients aren't that critical?
Yeah.
So that the nurse could have 4 patients on our ICU. But if you cap it, then we don't have that flexibility.
But
versus
also
the other side, which California is already there, when you create these caps or these ratios, there's safer care, there's more happiness in work, more like less mental health
Yeah.
issues
Well,
from the stress created.
has California addressed that issue?
Here's what it is, right? No unit just stays in that capacity
It's always changing.
endlessly.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you might be assigned 4 patients and then you get an admission and that
Yeah.
patient's really critical. And now what? There's no
Yeah.
nurse for that patient. So
Does
now
this
what?
Understood.
Like it
does this
just
affect their pay?
it doesn't affect their pay, but it costs the hospital more because you have to have more nurses.
Okay, so I was just wondering, like, would the nurses not rally because they would get paid less if they had like 2 patients versus 4 patients?
No, it doesn't
Okay.
affect salary at all.
Okay.
Hmm.
Interesting.
That
It's
is
like
interesting.
a control game. It's all about the money.
Yeah.
It's just wild. The whole thing's
That is
wild.
crazy.
Yeah. There
Oh.
is a lot of the control aspect though, right? I
Yeah.
feel like in all
Every
industries
industry.
across the board, there's a hierarchy and people get very upset when you
Ruffle feathers.
yeah, or you skip a step.
Speaking of nursing, Neen
Yeah.
had a week.
Nina had a week.
Nina had
Nina
it.
had a week. I had
This is
to,
so
so I had my yearly routine well visit for my health, and something came up that they were like, oh, we want another look or a deeper look. And I'm like, okay. So then I had to go for further testing, and the results were going to come back a week later. And in that week, I kept thinking, and I kept telling you guys, and we were all like, it's fine. It's fine. It's all fine.
Yeah.
It's going to be fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine, fine, fine.
Yeah.
But like in the back of your brain, you're like, well, what if it's not fine?
Yeah.
And then what is going to happen?
Yeah.
So anyway, the week goes by, and I get the results, and they're like, "Oh, it was just inflammation." Like, "Oh, great." Everything's
Inflammation.
fine.
Everything is inflammation.
It's like everything's eczema, everything's inflammation. I get it.
Yeah.
But so Neil goes to me like I obviously call him right away, I tell you right away, tell dad right away. And I obviously don't tell mom because she would become a worry wart and
Yeah.
like all different manifestations of stress would come out,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
we don't want to deal with. And he was like, well, okay, so everything's fine. So we just go back to living life as we've been living life.
Mhm.
But if it were a different answer, what would we have changed? Because
Like
you
you're
know,
saying
we,
you couldn't help but think that.
No,
yeah,
he
but
couldn't.
his
Or
question
he
was
asked
like,
that.
yeah, so his question
Yeah.
was, you know, everybody makes these like drastic life changes when these drastic things happen.
Yeah.
And it was like, I said, I was like, I actually wouldn't change anything I'm doing.
Yeah.
I feel
Okay.
like I'm eating right. I feel like I'm exercising. I'm starting to get back into meditation. I don't know. There's
Yeah.
nothing. So we had a friend who had a similar situation, but got a different answer.
Mhm.
And she completely changed her life, like top to bottom, nutrition, diet, where she lives, how she lives, where her kids sleep, like
All
everything
the things.
changed.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't know. I'm just, I don't even know if I would have told
Yeah.
anybody.
I guess there's just 2 types of people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I think the way that we've grown up, our parents have never, especially with dad being in the field, never been worry warts about
Yeah.
health. You know, like thankfully,
Yeah.
we've
Yeah.
never had to be that way for the most part. So it was even like when we had like colds when we were little, dad's like, it's gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. Like
Yeah.
run,
Keep
like
going.
keep going, get through it, like let it run its course. You'll be fine. Like I don't think I remember taking Advil and Tylenol and this and that. Like that's why we're so not ones, well, maybe not dip, but we're not like ones to run to medicine as soon as something happens. We're just like, let it run its course, it'll be fine. Like depending on how I'm feeling in a
Yeah.
couple of days, we'll address it. But we're not like worry warts in that way. Like even
Yeah.
with the kids, sometimes I'm like, here's like, you know, honey lemon water for your cough. You'll be fine. You'll be
Yeah.
fine. You'll be fine.
Remember paracetamol? That was like mom's
Yeah.
like solution
Clutch.
for everything.
Yeah.
Just have a
everything.
paracetamol.
Yeah.
My friends make
Yeah.
fun of me because I
Even
even say it in a fob way because that's all I know in
paracetamol.
life is paracetamol. I think it's
Yeah,
also
it's just
Tylenol,
females
right?
have-
Like that is what Tylenol is.
Yeah.
I
I
think
can
so.
imagine.
But like I think that's just how we are in general.
Yeah.
I guess as adults it's a little bit different. Like I think when I had one of my tests, I had something similar where I had to go back in for a follow up, but like it didn't even phase me. I don't even think I told any of you guys. Like literally didn't phase me. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll go for the follow up. It'll be fine. Like everything will be fine. Like I didn't even think twice about it. But like I think that's just one type of person. And then the other type of person. This is why I say for people outside of the medical field, ignorance is bliss. Like I'm just like, what's the it's like? No, I don't know.
Yeah.
But like people like Nina, it's like they will go through an entire checklist of all the things that can happen, that it could be, the symptoms. And I'm just like, I would literally lose my mind if I thought like that, because then I'd be worrying about every single little thing. But you're not that bad. There are some people in the medical field that are just like, if they know one thing, they know one too many.
Yeah.
But I think
Like our
I've also
cousin.
seen very, very extreme circumstances when I was working, which I've shared with you too
Yeah.
and Neil. So things really don't rattle me. But
Yeah.
also there's this whole theory, you know, like we talk about how do you manifest? How do you manifest?
I was just gonna say that, yeah.
Yeah. And like when you're thinking about something, whether it's good or bad, your body and mind doesn't know if you are saying it in your mind because you want it or you don't want it. So if you know, like if you just start drilling down, like, what if I broke my foot? If I broke my foot, this is what I would look like, and this is what I would be like, and this is how hard life would be. And then it's almost like you're manifesting breaking your foot because you're visualizing, you're internalizing, you're actually feeling like it's real, but it's not what you want, but your body doesn't know that.
I actually,
that's so interesting.
You know how you were saying when you find out something and there's like a waiting period, right? Like to get results or whatever, your mind can't help but think of the worst case scenario. Like the thoughts just pop into your brain, right? And in the past, I feel like I've nurtured those thoughts a lot. Like, okay, if this was going to happen and this is what we would do and this is how I would tell everybody and like this is the, road that we would take. But lately, I have been stopping myself mid-thought and saying, wait, I don't want to actually put this thought into the universe because like what if then it actually does come true? And that's like it is a huge, and when I say huge, a huge mind shift to be able to acknowledge that you're having like a toxic thought and to tell your brain like, no, we can't make this happen because like you said, the universe doesn't know if it's actually happening or it's happened or you want it to happen, like you said.
So what was the mindset that you went into, or did you just like kind of like letting it ride? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was just like,
it's gonna be fine.
I was like, it is as it shall be.
So when
I'll just wait. And then I had
So
all
you
these other fires to put out, so it was fine.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, did you busy yourself, or you were just kind of like
always
out of sight?
I'm like trying to paint my house, and everyone's like, no, like just let me paint the damn house.
I'm on the no train.
Me too.
I'm the only one.
But
me and Naya. Naya's like, mommy, it's giving magazine vibes. I'm like, yes, baby, it is.
Oh my God, her and her vibes. Oh my. But Nina, I started reading or listening to What I Know for Sure. I can absolutely understand why you've read it like 2,000 times because it is so good. And I think that I've realized that I relate to like self-help books like that when they relate back to an actual experience. Like it's like mini experiences that have like shaped what she knows for sure. Yeah. And so even like Dia and Callan were listening to it with me the other day. And the one thing that I think stuck out to me so much, which like probably sums up this entire episode, is that like if you're in a difficult situation and you're faced with a difficult challenge, like to look at it with a sense of gratitude and to say that like I get to be at this table and I get to have a voice that is heard and people value my voice. Like that is like for my week and my meeting and that whole thing. That's what I went into the meeting with. Like, I get to be here. I get to talk to somebody that not all the judges get to talk to. But in the same way as you, right? Like, the gratitude is that I have access to all this health care that I can find out in a week if something's wrong with me or not, and then move on from there, right? Like, the gratitude part of it is so, like, it shifts your confidence, your attitude, your body language, your posture. It completely changes you.
Yeah.
Yep.
We've talked about the I get to or I
Yeah.
have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a mind shift.
It's
Yeah.
huge. It's huge.
Yeah.
Maybe I should start listening to that book instead of listening to the Sayara soundtrack every single day of my life, like a
Yeah,
lunatic.
you should.
Like I want to punch myself in the face when I do it, and I'm like, "Stop playing that music."
You
The boys
should.
are,
I
the
took
boys
the
are
kids to
literally
work. They were
over.
like, I was like, everybody gets to pick songs. And then at the end of, like, there were 5 of them. So each got 3 songs. So I'm like, at the end of your queue or list or whatever, can you just put Sayara? They're like, no, no. Mommy makes us listen to this all day. I'm like, ugh. Okay, forget it. Don't play it. Don't do it.
No, it's like
Literally.
depressing music. When
Literally.
it's so sad.
But it's so good. Okay,
No,
I know.
you
I
should
need to
listen
just
to it.
move
It's like
on.
it's free at my library. So I have like a library app and I just downloaded it and listened to it throughout the
And
day.
it's
It's
so
so
quick.
great.
I think it's like an hour and a half.
But
whole
no,
thing?
it's
Short.
3 hours. It's 3 hours.
I mean,
if
on
you're listening to
1.5,
her
it's not
on
3 hours.
1.5, and which is what I also listened to it on.
It's not that long.
But yeah,
It's real quick.
and you go
So
through
good.
it so quickly because you want to know what the next story is, like what the next experience is, or what else she knows for sure. Because again, like each subsequent chapter or subsequent story it just gets better and better.
Yeah, maybe I'll listen to it on the drive over on Saturday.
Done.
Yeah.
Done. All right. Well, on that note, we are always looking for you guys to give us feedback. What was your week like?
Light like mine or heavy like
Super heavy like Nina's. But yeah, you guys can catch us on Instagram where we are. You guys are making me self-conscious about saying chatting it up. But you can catch us on Instagram where we will answer DMs. We will be in touch with you guys. You can find the podcast on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcast. And that's it. Any final thoughts, guys?
Enjoy your weeks.
Enjoy your week.
Yes. Have a great
it
weekend.
light.
We will see you guys next time. Thanks for listening with love, S&D.
Bye.
Bye.